Those of you that know me well know that I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan. Springsteen achieved his greatest commercial success with his 7th studio album, Born in the USA. On the album's 10th track, Glory Days, Springsteen notes that glory days will pass you by in the wink of a young girl's eye. And this is where we find ourselves, here at the threshold between adolescence and adulthood, at the end of our high school career. The time we spent at Oakville went by quickly, didn't it? It sometimes feels like these past 4 years have indeed gone by in the wink of a young girl's eye. It seems like yesterday. It seems like yesterday that we walked into our first day of freshman year, wearing our silly bands on our wrists and obsessing over the best new artist at the 2010 MTV Video Music Awards, a relative unknown from Canada named Justin Bieber. How times have changed. Silly bands are now a long dead fad, and Bieber, we won't go there. But it doesn't feel like that was long ago. 4 years gone, it's over. But is it? Is this the end of the road? Have our glory days passed us by? Well, first consider that average life expectancy for an American born in 1995 or 1996 is about 76 years.
I love my
That means that we have about 60 years left, or maybe even longer. Think about what you've learned in the past 12 years. Now, imagine what you can learn in the next 60, equipped with the wisdom that your education gave you. This is what brings us to today, the culmination of our educational careers thus far. And this culmination doesn't last long. We'll only spend about 18 hours doing graduation-related activities today and tomorrow, and yes, that does include all-night grads. See you guys there. This ceremony will last only about 2 hours to wrap up your 12 years of education. Do you see what I'm saying? The ceremony doesn't really mean much in the long run. What matters in the long run is what we do with what we learned in the years leading up to this ceremony. The piece of paper that we get up here means nothing compared to what we had to do to get the paper itself. Our lives are not dictated by this ceremony, and they certainly are not dictated by the ornate pieces of paper in those little leather sleeves. Our lives are dictated by the people living them. Us. But there are people that will tell you that your years in high school make up the best 4 years of your life. They say that after high school reality sets in and your lofty goals and dreams from high school become less and less reasonable and less achievable. These people think that your glory days are over. These people are wrong. Over the past 4 years, I met and learned from some of the finest academic teachers a student could ask for. I learned about calculus with Mrs. Tamara Pop, European history and economics with Mr. Rodney Gertis, and biological structures and functions with Mrs. Laura Thomas. However, teachers are not in our lives simply to teach us a curriculum. They're in our lives to teach us valuable life lessons as well. The most important life lesson I learned over the past 4 years came from my AP psychology teacher, Miss Susan Caton. Yeah, go ahead, clap for her. One day in class, Miss Caton was giving us advice about our futures and how best to live a fulfilling and enriching life. Miss Caton looked at us and said, and I quote, "If somebody tells you that these are the best 4 years of your life, look them in the eye and tell them, I hope not." Oakville class of 2014, when somebody tells you that your teenage years are your best years, tell them, I hope not. When somebody tells you that life is a grind, that your time in high school was the happiest, most relaxed you'll ever feel, tell them, I hope not. When somebody has the nerve to look you in the eye and tell you that life gets worse the older you get, look them right back in the eye and tell them, I hope not. We may have another 60 years left in us, but life is too short to endlessly cling on to the memories we made in the past 4. Go out and make more memories, but don't think of any period of your life as the best 4 years of your life. Make today better than yesterday, and tomorrow better than today. These past 4 years may have been great, but make the next 4 greater and the next 4 greater still, and never forget. Today is not the final destination, but the launching pad for your next journey. And this brings us back to the boss, Bruce Springsteen. You know, maybe the chorus to Glory Days isn't the best way to look at today. Maybe it's best to look to Springsteen's 4th album, Darkness on the Edge of Town. I'm a dork, I know. Maybe we should look to the opening track of the album, Badlands. In Badlands, Springsteen sings that it ain't no sin to be glad you're alive. Or to use a term we've grown intimately familiar with over the past 4 years, YOLO. You only live once. We have precious little time here on earth, so make the best of it. These are not the best 4 years. The best is yet to come. Oakville class of 2014, congratulations, and I wish you all the best in your futures. Thank you. Just one more thing, and probably never going to have the opportunity to give a speech in front of so many people again, so if you don't mind, I'd like to commemorate this.
Is he really doing that?
Okay.
All right, Michael.
Go wild.
Oh my God. We love you.
Thank you all so much.